Hello beautiful people, welcome back. Today I'm bringing you one of my favorite chefs, Laetitia. I know Laetitia from a vegan market that we both were at. I remember the day so clearly because it was my first ever market. I was so nervous because I had to put myself out there like now, and I was wondering if people would come and buy my products. But yeah, I was really nervous. Actually, while we're on this topic, I just want to quickly use this chance to say thank you so much. I want to say thank you to my friends and family and all the customers that have supported me, and for you watching this. Thank you for your support and love, and thank you for making the world a better place, and thank you for improving with me. Thank you! Anyways, on that day, I remember very clearly it was on the 4th of May 2019. Laetitia came over to me and wanted to borrow some scissors. And who knew all it took was a pair of scissors to grow our friendship. Laetitia is not just a chef, she's also a photographer, she's a creative, she's a self-empowering human being that is sharing a lot of inspirational messages on her social. Look, I think it's really weird for me to label other people or give them that title, because I personally think that we are more than just that title or the label that others or ourselves give us. To me, she's purely just a beautiful soul that is ready to share her story and that is wanting to inspire and help others. So I can't wait for her to share her story with you, and also her most recent project. Here's a hint, it's food related. So continue watching till the end and find out what it is. Enjoy!
How are you?
Good. I'm so
I was so happy you texted me because I totally forgot.
Yeah.
I think I've seen in the morning on my agenda, but like, oh, fuck.
That happens. Yeah, because you're so busy.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I would like to say thank you so much for your time, and I'm super grateful, especially with your busy schedule.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk to you for a while already, so I think it's just good to do it now. Because if we could keep pushing, we're never gonna do it, you know.
Definitely. Before we talk more about what you do and your story, I would like to ask, how are you feeling today?
I'm good. I mean, a bit busy and stressed, I guess, but I'm pretty good. It's a sunny day in Melbourne, so I guess it's a good day, you know.
Yes. Don't forget to get some sun today.
Yes, I will. I would go for a walk in the afternoon for a bit, I think.
Good. Well, so would you like to share your story with more people about how you have, stumbled upon the patisserie chef journey?
Okay, so I won't consider myself a chef first. I'm more like, I've always been cooking and things like that, but like more like a home chef, you know, nothing very professional. In that business, Damien is the chef, and he's like my other half in this business. So he's the actual chef. I'm more like of a tester.
Yeah.
So our story. How can I start? So I arrived in Australia 3 years ago. And before that I used to live in the US, and I'm originally from France. That's how I started, and being in a business has been pretty much my life for like a few years now. I always had business. I used to work as a band manager, and then I was touring, and then I had an event company, a catering company, and then I did photography. That was my biggest one. For the last 7 years, I've been in photography, design for the last 4 to 5. So that's another part of my business. It's actually my main business. It's design, photography, visual communication, and branding.
Yep.
That's pretty much what I do. And I like to create businesses. So when I have ideas, I just love to bring them to life. And that's how it started with Damien. It was just like two friends always hanging out on Monday to go eat cakes. And then, so I've been vegetarian for 7 years and vegan for 2. And then so we were like, okay, let's try to do something about vegan cakes in Melbourne, but the French way, not only like the raw cakes or the regular, Australian cakes. We wanted to bring more like fine patisserie to the market. So that's how we started, just from a game, pretty much.
Yeah, I love it so much. And I was actually gonna ask you to share your other talents as well. So I love how you have touched on that, because I don't know if you know Marie Folio.
Okay, look how I love.
Do you have the book?
That's my reading book at the moment.
Yeah,
I love that girl. I love her. She's wonderful.
Yes, exactly. And you actually remind me of her, because you know how she comes up with the term a multi-passionate entrepreneur.
That's just how I felt when I discovered her. I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's what I am. Because I was feeling so weird, like society wants you to be in a box and doing only one thing. And when I discovered her, actually, I don't have to be one thing. I can be everything. I can be just me. Because that's me being everything. And she's wonderful for that. And that was the best compliment to tell me that I remind you of Marie.
Yeah, honestly, I love it. Honestly, you remind me of her. And because of that, like, is it because of your background or like your upbringing make you who you are today, or like into business?
I think so. I mean, my parents, like a lot of people that are from Laos and Thailand in France, came after the war, and they all had to flee the country, and they had to build everything back from scratch. And I think my dad, like, he started from nothing, like being cleaning, and he became an IT engineer without even having a high school diploma.
Wow.
And he always pushed me to be the best and trying more and more. So I guess, I think that's coming from my parents. They both are so resilient and so strong that I think like they just show me hard work. And when you care about what you do, whatever you do, then you're just being good at it, and people see you for what you do, pretty much, I think.
Yeah, I love it. And now is such a great time for a lot more people to learn about resilience, because it's such a hard time. You have to really dig deep and learn a lot of other stuff about yourself and how to survive. Yes. For those who are not following you on Instagram, they wouldn't know that you actually came back to Australia recently and you have to self quarantine. What was the hardest thing that you had to overcome?
I think the hardest thing about this whole quarantine thing is no human connection. I'm a hugger. So
let's hug. Let's hug.
Let's hug. I'm such a hugger, so that was the hardest part, because like being home is not something I mind, actually. I think I'm kinda like an introvert in that area. Like I work for myself for like a few years, so I'm really used to be home, work and just go out. I miss people, and I miss being able to go out for a walk. When I spent 2 weeks, I went from the airport to home and I didn't get out. And I barely see the sun. And I think that was the hardest part, nature. Like not being able to see the and feel the wind on your skin. I don't know. It was just like the hardest part.
Yeah. I'm glad that's over.
I don't know. Feeling
good. Speaking about hugs, I was talking to a yoga teacher the other day, and because I'm a hugger as well, and I crave hugs. And then she told me that we should do this, like just hug ourselves.
Yeah, just because the pressure that you feel on your body just makes you feel good.
Yeah, exactly. So
I feel a bit weird doing that.
No, don't feel weird. So yeah, if you need it, do that for yourself.
Just missing it,
Yeah. Totally. And while we are on this overcoming difficulties topic, I know that you are a very confident woman. Well, I can feel it, but obviously it's something that everyone is forever developing.
Yeah.
But for those who are listening and watching that are quite self-conscious and still yet to find that spark, being like, hey, you are confident as well, what would you say to them or suggest them to do?
I think I'm mostly confident. I mean, we all have bad days and days when we are self-doubt. Like, I have imposter syndrome, like, a lot. There's like a story where actually that last week I had this little imposter syndrome, and I felt like, oh, because I'm not like a trained graphic designer. I didn't go to school. I just learned everything from Skillshare and YouTube from the beginning. Like,
yep.
And books. That's my self-education. So sometimes I feel like I'm not as fast or as precise as a usual graphic designer. So I had a client, and then I needed someone to help me doing the digitalizing my sketch, because I'm an old school girl. I sketch, so I sketch with pen, and then I needed someone to digitalize them, and I asked them to do it. But then the client saw that it wasn't me from the logo. They were like, that's because like the other designer like a little bit like changed my design and did a bit of her way. Because when you draw, you put your personality in it.
Yeah, right.
And when the client told me like, oh, it's not you, like, is it you? Did you do that? I'm just like, well, I had the brief, but I didn't do the actual design. And she was like, yeah, no, that's you that I want. I can feel that it's not you. And then all that self-doubt, I was just like, wow, like, you can actually recognize my work and see that self-doubt. And even after 5 years having clients, being paid for it, working for big companies, I still have those self-doubt. That's one example. And I just feel like to be confident, you have to start to have this introspection about yourself and see that you're freaking amazing in a lot of area. Like, you have to, that's how I think like self-development, it's for me very important to be able to listen to your own voice. Because the thing of not being confident is because you listen to all the other voice for everyone around you that tell you should be like that, you should do that, you need to be that to feel confident. But you don't. As long as you know what are your strengths and not focus on your weakness, then you're being confident on what you can do. So, because like I was actually like listening to Dean Graziosi, and he was saying people always ask you to work on your weakness, but actually, isn't it the best to see that it's a weakness? Look at your strengths and make your strengths stronger instead of working on your weakness. If you're not good in math, why are you gonna work in math? Like, you have to actually, that's stupid. Like, you want to be average in everything, but why don't you just be good in a few things that you're actually good at? And then that's when confidence comes in.
That is so funny because that's what Marie Folio said too.
Really? They're good, those people.
Yes, because Marie said, find your strength. Because
exactly,
there is, your strength in, everyone has different strength. Like, you can't just be like, oh, like, I'm looking at that person and that person is really good at cooking. Maybe I should improve my cooking skills. But it's like, no, you have your own talent.
Exactly.
Know your strength.
Exactly. Know your strength, because the combination of your strengths, it's what makes you you. It's your voice. It's who you are, and it's your path. And finding your path and finding what you're good at, I think makes you more confident. Because you don't compare yourself to others. You're just trying to look into yourself and see what makes you you. And that's, I think, what makes you confident. Like, not trying to compare yourself, because comparing is natural. We all do it from time to time, but it's just nice to step back and see that as just thoughts passing by and not reality. That's how I think. That's how I think how I try to be confident most of the time, I guess.
I love it. And do you do anything to remind yourself daily to be like, I am good?
Yeah, like I have my morning routine, and that actually helped me set my grounds. Because I think like confidence and everything in life comes a lot on how you tune in with your body and your mind. And in the morning, I always wake up, get a glass of water, then I do my yoga or stretching. And then I go into meditation and journaling. And in my journal, I will write my gratitudes. I would write what I'm grateful for and my vision for my day or my week. And I think it helps, like saying that, okay, I deserve abundance. I deserve to be happy. And saying that, because your mind actually cannot understand when you say no. If you say, I don't want to be poor, then he's just gonna get, I want to be poor. Instead of saying, I want abundance, then your brain is gonna bring that. It's just about resetting the way you think. And for me, meditation helped me with those thoughts, because I'm an overthinker. Like I always been thinking too much, like, what about that and that and that and that? And my mind just go everywhere. And sometimes I can't sleep, or like overthinking makes you not doing things. Because if you overthink, then you don't take actions.
Yeah, you will become paralyzed with your own thoughts.
Exactly. So for me, meditation and journaling has been my way to keep track of that and being able to step back from my own thoughts. And there was actually a meditation I was doing lately, and he was just like making us like when you just hear and you close your eyes, and when you breathe, you say, I'm breathing. And when you see like a thought, you say, I'm thinking.
Right.
So it's just take a step from the reality. It's just a thought. It's not reality. So you just have to be able to step back, and it helps you just see what's real and what's not. And I think that's how I help keep track of everything.
Yeah, I love it.
Being able to control your mind.
Yeah. So your morning routine is wake up with a glass of water, and you do yoga, and then you meditate, and then journal.
Yeah. And then I read Mary's book, usually for a few pages.
Yeah.
And I listen to podcasts. I love podcasts. So like it's either one of them. I'm a big fan.
That is such a good way to start. Like, because you start your day in a high and gratitude note.
Yeah.
Speaking of gratitude, what are you grateful for today?
I'm grateful for you. I'm so happy to talk to you, because we haven't even talked about how we met. Like we met like months ago.
I know. I'm gonna tell people that in the intro. So.
Oh, okay. But then I'm grateful to finally be able to talk to you since you moved. Like I wasn't there. You moved. We haven't been able to talk to each other.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the sun. Every time I wake up and it's sunny, I feel so grateful.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm grateful for my family being safe in that time. I think that's also very important. And I'm grateful for being able to try to make my dreams come true. Like that shop and everything I've been doing. I'm very grateful for my life, I guess, mostly. Like, I mean, there's always bad things and good things, things that you're like, But I'm pretty grateful for the life I live. So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm grateful for you too. You know what you were talking about, like stepping back and having a think. I think I just want to let everyone know that they can choose and they have the ability to do that. Like you and I were just really two normal people.
Yeah, totally.
that are trying to do this. Like, you don't need to be a monk. You don't need to be a certain thing. Like, you don't need to be that label. Whoever is listening or watching, can do this as well.
Exactly.
So with the podcasting, is there any particular podcast that you would suggest people to start listening to?
I really love the one from Marie. And I really love Gold Digger from Jenna Culture. I actually started by Jenna before I even knew Marie. And Jenna is the same. She's a multi-passionate. She used to be a photographer, so that's how I started, because I was into photography a lot. So Jenna, I love Jenna. And what I'm listening to, the Oprah one, for sure. I mean, Oprah, it's Oprah. I don't know, I just listen to so many podcasts. Depending on my mood, I will go for like a lot of business, a lot of self-development, a lot of holistic podcasts too. So
yeah, I love it. So for those who are listening and watching, go find them and listen to more podcasts.
Yeah, podcasts are the best. You can listen to podcasts while you're working, when you're going grocery shopping, when you're driving, and you just like keep having all those knowledge coming to you without even having to pause your life for it. So I think podcasting is one of the best ways.
Yeah, I do. I love them too. You mentioned just now about photography, because are you still doing it?
Not as much. I pretty much only do product at the moment. I actually love photography, and when I think of everything I'm doing, photography is actually the things I think with entrepreneurship. I think photography is the skills that it's more natural to me. Like I feel like a fish in the water when I have my camera with me. So it's just hard, I think, when you're doing commercially, because you have to do what the clients want.
Yep.
And sometimes you don't like what the client wants. And I just feel like, I don't know, was it like, I think it was Marie that was saying, everything you love to do doesn't have to be monetized.
Okay.
And that's really something really big, because I was just like, actually, maybe I love photography, but maybe I shouldn't make a living out of it. Maybe I should just I haven't done an art or like a creative series for myself for the last 4 years. I used to do that all the time, and now I'm just like doing commercial shots. And I don't know, maybe I should just go back to it, but more like in just me, like in an artist way, and not in a
money-based way. You know what, I love what you just said, because sometimes we forget that we need to do things for ourselves too.
Exactly.
And that will actually open up another side of creativity and passion and just love. So what other services do you offer?
So I'm mainly like a brand designer. So I help businesses and people find their voice and share it to the world. Because when you create a business, like there's so many businesses, so many doing exactly the same thing. But what is different from you to someone else? It's your personality. It's who you are. And when I have to choose between, like, I don't know, two podcasts that says the same thing, because you can find podcasts talking about self-development exactly the same topic. But why am I gonna be attracted to that one and not to that one? It's gonna be with her voice, her feelings, what she's talking about, everything that makes her or him. And I think like any brand is the same. What's different from that swimsuit line and different to the other one? It's the whole feeling of it. It's who you are and what you sell. So I think that's what I'm doing the most at the moment, finding voices, doing design, website, graphic design, all of that.
Yeah, I will leave your details in the description below if anybody is interested. Well, I am actually quite sad that I am not in Melbourne at the moment, because a few weeks ago you had this sample of your pastry stuff. And I can't taste it.
I know. And if you were here, you could taste everything. But
I know.
Like outside of the country.
But would you like to share more about Quintessence Patisserie with more people?
Quintessence, yeah. So we were a vegan French plant-based cake shop. So yeah, we actually used to be a food truck. That's how we met. And now, when I arrived in Australia, it was locked down. We had bills to pay for the trailer and everything, but we couldn't trade. So we had to pivot our business and change our business model. So now we have an online shop where we sell pre-packed cake mix that you can do yourself at home since you're confined. Baked goods, like we just changed a bit our business model, and now we're baking like brownies, muffins, and madeleines. And we're actually supposed to open a shop tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna happen tomorrow. So we're gonna open our shop next week, I think. So that's it for the patisserie. Like, we just wanted to create something that's us, and I don't want to create businesses that have a bad impact on the planet. That's very important for me. So that's why our business is vegan and sustainable, and so yeah, that's pretty much what we wanted to create with that.
Yeah, I love it, and it's all over Australia. Like you can ship it.
Yeah, we can deliver most of our products over Australia, just like not everything, because some things can, because of like post delay, it can be like not as good. But most of our product can be delivered all over Australia. Yeah.
Yep, I love it. So for those who are listening and watching, please stay tuned. That I'm actually living in Melbourne because a shop is opening soon. Yeah. Is there, on top of your head, is there a quick and simple recipe that you can share with people that they can make at home?
Actually, just before I talked to you, I was making a pancake.
Oh.
So maybe what about that?
Yeah, would you like to share?
I just created a vegan gluten-free pancake this morning because I was craving it and I unfortunately can't eat gluten anymore. So we can have that.
Yeah.
What I use, it's, what do you need? It's 1 cup of gluten-free flour. Usually I don't like them. I usually do it myself, but this time I had to buy it because I didn't have time.
How do you do gluten-free flour?
Well, you have to have like starch, rice flour and things like that. But the one you buy in store sometimes has too much starch, so it's very sticky. So what I do is I take a cup of that flour and then I add half a cup of brown rice flour. You have to use brown rice flour, so it's not as sticky. So that's the first step, 1.5 cup of flour and gluten-free flour together. Then I have half a cup of applesauce that replaces the egg, because you need something to link everything. That's why the egg is important. So you can either use applesauce, chia seeds, flax seeds, or banana. And I had a lot of apples, so I decided to make my own applesauce. So that started by that.
Oh, wow.
Applesauce. So half a cup of applesauce, 1.5 cup I'll write it down so you can have it after.
Yes.
And then I put a bit of baking powder, 1 teaspoon, I think, half teaspoon of salt, vanilla, cinnamon, and 1 spoon of coconut sugar. So that's pretty much what I do. And my secret weapon, I put coconut yogurt.
You're so funny.
2 big spoons of coconut yogurt. I mix it and then I add a bit of almond milk until it makes like a thick paste that looks like a pancake paste. Just cook it on the pan and it's amazing, fluffy, gluten-free, vegan, no refined sugar pancake. So everything good for you.
I love it. I'm like hungry thinking about it. I'm gonna make that this weekend actually.
You should. It's so good. The applesauce and the coconut yogurt just bring that fluffiness to your pancake.
Yeah. So, love it. And you know what's funny? I thought you said the secret weapon is your love.
Well, I love too. Like, that's the same. I add a bit of fat. That's my love.
It was so funny. Well, I am very conscious about the time. So before I ask you my last questions, is there anything that you feel like I didn't ask or you would like to share about yourself or your service?
Nothing. You ask everything. I think I just want people to understand that whatever you're born with and whatever life throws at you, life doesn't throw things at you. It just brings you things for you to learn and overcome. And I just want people to understand that you have a choice. You have a voice and you have a choice to choose the life you want to live. And that's actually the thing that matters the most for me at the moment. All this confinement and thing just make me think so much about that. And I just want people to understand that they have a choice and that they have everything in them to have the life they want.
I agree, especially with the age that we're living now. You definitely have a choice. And I just want to add on to that the universe is working with you, not against you. So please don't think like that. So my last question for you is, how can I or other people help you right now, or how do you think we can help each other?
I think we can all help each other by trying to support each other and bring positive thoughts and vibes around, like social media and things like that. I think has been so negative lately that it's nice to have people like you sharing those interviews and bringing more hopes. And the same as helping small businesses. Like now I'm trying to only shop at small business and not go to Kohl's or IGA, just because they'll be fine. They are fine and they will always be fine. But right now, just shop at the small business. Go and like and comment their post. It doesn't cost anything. I think just being able to support each other right now, it's just very important.
Oh, I love it. Every little small act counts.
Exactly. All of them.
Well, thank you so much for your story and for this chat. And I can't wait.
Thank you so much for having me.
No worries. I can't wait to look at the stories that you're gonna post about the shop.
I actually have to do a live after to tell them that we're not opening tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys.
It's still coming. Stay tuned.
Exactly.
Well, I will catch you next time and take care of yourself.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.
Are you going to make some pancakes now? I know I will be right after this. The recipe Laetitia shared and details are in the description below. Please go follow her and Quintessence Patisserie's accounts. Show them some support, show them some love. Click the subscribe button so you can get notified every time. And click the thumbs up button if you have loved it. Please share with more people about the Fun-terview and Babylon Grace YouTube channel. And remember, you're amazing and you are not alone. If you are struggling to step back and to understand your own thoughts and emotions, click the interview here. And if you would like to start a business or start anything really and unsure how and where, click here. And if you would like to learn a new skill set and make some money, click here. I'll see you in the next video.